working on technique of counseling techniques. Today, we work on the genuineness first, and then move on to the next topic. It's gonna be a positive regard. So we're gonna take care of 2 sessions altogether. Genuineness. It's about the counselor. Well, if you have a problem in your life, you have frustrations, depressions, anxieties, lots of worries, and what do you think you want to do? You want to talk with somebody else, but if you don't find anybody else you can trust, if you worry the confidentiality, when you talk with somebody else, then what do you think? What are you gonna do? Okay. So then, what kind of counselors you are looking for? Okay. When you got sick, for example, you got a flu, what kind of doctor you want to see? You can trust, you can respect, okay? Trust means, you want to check your doctor's diplomas, right? And careers, memberships, and experiences, cases, same thing. When you have a problem or any hardship in your life, so you want to talk with your counselor you can trust. But that's client's side. What about the counselor's side? Counselor's side. Let's say we are counselors and we want to just help others with counseling skills and techniques. That's our job. And what kind of counselor you want to be? I'm not talking about what kind of psychotherapies you want to focus on, but what kind of a person you want to be as a counselor or for counselings. Do you think you are fully ready for it? I don't want to say for the counseling services you want to be perfect or something else, because we cannot do it. I'm not saying if you are a judge you have to be perfect, no violations. I'm not saying that. If you're a pastor or priest or monks, you have to have perfect life, outwardly, inwardly, spiritually. I'm not saying that, because we can't find that kind of perfect people, priests. If you priests, you have to keep, you have to perfect with the words you want to preach. I'm not saying that. You can't find those kind of pastors, priests, or monks. But genuineness is about this. As counselors, clients are expecting something good for you, good from you, right? But we can pretend that we are not. Oh, how are you? How's it going? Yeah, you can do how much, as much as you want, but at the same time, are you as counselors, kind of be confident to yourselves. Okay? So the genuineness is the ability of a counselor to be freely themselves. So can we be freely ourselves? So that is about the, quite something. We want to just take a moment to think about it. Okay. All right. I want to just talk about just a few things. First one is congruence between our outer words, behaviors, and inner feelings. Congruence between outer words, behaviors, and inner feelings. Right? So how do you think about it? How do you think about it? Outer words, behaviors, and inner feelings. Those are congruent. When those are not matched together or close enough together, the outer words, behaviors, and inner feelings, we have struggles. We are not comfortable with ourselves. Okay? We are not comfortable, and we don't like, sometimes we don't like ourselves. Okay, I'm sorry, something is on my lips, so it's kind of bothering, right? So that is quite important. Nobody knows about you, what you do. I mean, they can see you, what you are saying and what you are doing, but they can't see what you have in you. Only I know it. Only I know it. What I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and what I'm speaking, and what I'm doing. The congruence is quite important. If those are quite different, there are huge gaps between those things, and I feel I can be confusing, or it is too much. I know that I'm pretending. Well, pretending itself can be helpful to our clients. You say that. Why not? Why not? If I have, kind of bad feelings, but I don't want to just express that to my clients, which is great, professional. But you are not that honest to yourself, not to others. You can be, to others also, but basically, you are not honest to yourself. Well, sometimes we have to do something different, or speak differently and behave differently than what we are feeling and thinking, because that's for our clients, not for yourself. So congruence between outer words, behaviors, and inner feelings, that is quite important. And what about non-defensiveness? You can be very defensive. Okay, we can be very defensive. But the more we defend ourselves, the less confidence we can have. And our words and behaviors can lose the power because I know it. So when I speak out, there can be some troubles when I behavior, when I do and I act something, there can be some, unnatural things I know and people can notice. So non-defensiveness, so we don't want to be defensive too much. What about non-role playing? You want to be genuine as counselors. You are not role playing. You are not doing role playing at all. Counseling is not for role playing, but the counseling is for just working with people, right? It's not role playing. It's not pretending at all. Okay. So, because there is no role playing, you want to be more genuine. I think almost all groups, job groups like politicians, doctors, nurses, flight attendants, priests, monks, they all have their typical things. So when we just meet those people, we expect to do something. When we work with or when we get their services, we expect something similar. That's kind of some models we have, because those things are very repeating again and again. Politicians, liars. They are role players. I don't know, some or most of them. They are saying something great for our countries, and they showing this and that for our communities, but what they are really doing is something different. Once they got elected as governor or whatsoever, I'm not talking about the current governor, I don't know, but people are, once they got elected, I think they are working for this state, but they are staying more in Washington or somewhere else with many different reasons. So we are not, but the medical doctors, they say, they try to be kind. They don't know something, but they want to, just to show others, their patients, that they don't know about it. So, because which is good for the patients actually, because they don't have to worry about the medical services from the medical doctors. So those things are pretty important. what about the religious leaders and they think they are just doing this and that, and and they supposed to be humble, and but people want to just see their humble behaviors, something like this, yes, and just repeating God's grace or something like that, and they usually, and in most cases, they say they want to pray for you. I want to pray for you or something like that. But do they really pray for those people? How often? How many times? How deeply? I don't know. I have no idea what they really do. But at least we can guess that. But most people believing they very sincere and they are really helping people, and people don't want to doubt what they are saying because they can be taboo also or something. So people are afraid of that kind of thinking. Some people don't. Being pretentious. Okay. For example, if the helper claims that they are comfortable helping a client explore a drug or sexual issue, but their behavior, verbally and non-verbally, shows signs of discomfort with the topic, this will become an obstacle to progress and often lead to client confusion about and mistrust of the helper. Okay? So, what they are saying, what they are saying is different with what they are showing. That's the content is this. I have no problem talk about the sexual issue or drug issue. But what if you just deliver the same sentence like, I have no problem, talking about drug and sexual issues, then how people can trust you? How people can trust you? So genuineness is about what you really doing and who really you are. And genuineness as counselors, the people actually, the clients actually notice that, and they actually know how do you feel and how do you treat your clients and how you handle your hardship. I mean, people's hardships and clients' hardships properly and with their whole heart. Well, counseling is a healing and guiding process, and it is a service, part of a mental health service, and that in this sense they want to get really kind of a high quality service from you, and for that they expect your genuineness. And as counselors, if you lose your genuineness, people can notice that easily because they can read your face, they can read your voice, they can read your heart, they can read your gestures, nonverbal languages. So they will know it because they will know it, and because they will notice it. You want to just develop your genuineness, not a role playing, not a pretending, but the genuineness you want to equip so you can show your genuineness to people as counselors. Okay. So that is quite a thing we can talk about. So genuineness, that is it. I think I want to just move on to the next topic. If you don't have any comments or questions, all right. The next topic is positive regard. It is about the counselors also. Okay. We don't expect positive regard, any related things to our clients because we have no idea what kind of people they are until we talk with them. There are many limits we can think about. Those things, but anyways, the positive regard, that's a topic we want to work on. On expression of caring and nurturance, as well as acceptance. That's positive regard. Conveying warmth through. Conveying warmth. Some counselors think that they want to be casual. Well, it's okay. Casual approach, just like talking with people. You don't want to just put too much heavy or serious or kind of typical kind of expectations of clients or normal people. But I think we better just keep the kind of traditional way of speaking and behaviors as professionals. That is safer. If you are comfortable with the most safe way, then you can add some kind of casual things on your counseling process or your attitudes toward clients, but still it can be dangerous. So, I tried this and that already, but what about people? The clients they think and they expect something typical things from you. So, but not only the outward speaking and behavior, but at the same time, the process itself. So they expect those things. They expect the typical things, okay? Because that's what people, experience it, in most cases. So when they meet too much casual attitude to clients, their counselors show, and they can be uncomfortable with it. It can be risky and dangerous sometimes. So when you see your medical doctors, you are expecting You are expecting, how can I help you? What's the problem? Your doctor can ask you this and that, and then that happens or something. You don't expect, oh, hi, how are you? So, tell me about what you think and what you feel. Even that kind of a little bit different way of speaking and gestures or tones, your voice tones can make your patients or clients surprised or a little bit feel awkward. So I don't think that is a good idea to do it. So when you are not comfortable with the typical way of talking, speaking, and behaviors, you better stick to it. I'm so sorry for that, but that's for your clients, not for yourself. And then you want to just practice your more natural speaking and behaviors when you finish your work, in the evening or early morning, in the early morning before you get started your work. Anyways, but positive regard is expression of caring and nurturance, as well as acceptance. So you want to show your clients that I'm ready to care, I'm caring, okay? I'm nurturing you. I can accept you, just as you are. So that is conveying warmth, okay? Including and do those things. Convey acceptance by responding to the client's messages. Oh, right, that's right. I understand. I got it. I understand what you feel or what you felt. Non-verbally, something like that. I can understand that. You don't want to just say, I can understand that. I understand you. Or you better just use your hands naturally, or I can understand that. Tell me more, tell me about it more. Just do this. I understand you. Something like that. Okay, with non-judgmental or non-critical verbal and non-verbal reactions. Ooh. Once you do that, how your clients can talk to you about it? Really? Oh my goodness. So you gotta be careful, and those kind of little things you wanna practice on before you get started in your counseling services. So when you actually we can listen, we can know so many crazy things from our clients, because things are going crazy in this world. So actually we don't know what will happen and what's going on to our clients. People are experiencing lots of things, lots of crazy things. I don't know, the day before yesterday, I think, a guy shoot lots of people and more than 16 people died by his gun shooting, and lots of people got wounded, and cops are manhunting, but I don't think they found him yet. Did they find him? Did they find him? I don't know. Maybe not. Yes. I checked it this morning's news, but I don't think I remember I heard about it. So they are hunting that guy, but I think their neighbor, I mean his neighbor or his friend or something, they just interviewed that he must be very, very clever and kind of trained person, like military training or something. So, you know, people said it's gonna be kind of hard for cops to find him easily. And one thing I know about him is that the news reported that he has a mental health problem. So nobody knows what made him shoot, those people and killed a lot of people and wounded a lot of people yet. So mental health problem is something we cannot see until something happens. So 1 out of 6, that's the old research, but recently somebody said, our research showed that 1 out of 4 Americans experience from minor to severe mental health in our lives. It can be a month, it can be years, months and years and days. 1 out of 4 Americans are experiencing mental health problem. I think because I experienced mental health problem for quite months, because I'm still under certain stress, because kind of system I belong to, the community's system, and there are crazy people. They are families and relatives in the community, and they are messing around with the community. So I'm under that kind of stress because of that.
Why don't change community?
Well, it's easy for me to move on. Yeah, move on. I think that's the best way actually. But what if I have certain responsibilities on the community? It can be a different story. So what I'm supposed to do, because there are lots of crazy people, and once people are taking advantage of the community, they don't want to give up the benefits. They don't want to stop stealing things, because they think that's their right. Anyways, so acceptance. Why acceptance is quite important in the counseling process? Because in most cases, people who have mental health problems, whether they are accepted by people or not, they think they are not accepted, or they can't accept other people or the communities or something. Then they can stuck in a particular thinking and generate more stress, more anxiety, more frustrations and depressions to them, and they can go crazy. And because they still keep on thinking this and that, and then they can imagine this and that, and then they can add their violence in there, like jumping in a video game as a character. You cannot practice in the real world, but you can do whatever you want in the video games. You cannot, well, you can, but you cannot shoot people in this real world, but you can shoot and even bomb and stab people in the video games. And then they can get confused, or they can make a decision that they want to be the character in the video game in this real world, so they can buy guns and get ready and shoot people in this world. Because that's what they used to do it, and they got kind of successful experiences and feelings, so they want to just have it in this real world. That's actually what really happening. So when you see little kids and even the adults playing too much violent video games, I think almost all video games are violent. And it looks like so real, 3D, something. Actually, there was kind of real thing happened in Korea, because I just read the news. A young man, after college, he didn't have any job, but he just got stuck in his room and played video games for many years. And his mom used to scold him and pushed him or encouraged him to do something more for the money or whatsoever, but he didn't listen to his mother. And one day, she was, stopping his room, and he stabbed his mother more than 20 times, I remember. And after that, he realized that he killed his mom, not the character in the video game. That's why he confessed. I don't know if that is true or not. He knew that I'm gonna get rid of my mom. I have no idea, but that's what he said. After he killed his mom, he realized that that was not the video game character, but his mom. So those things are what happening in this world, not only in the United States, but in many other countries. Okay. That's why we need more positive regard to our clients, so that they can know that we are listening to them, we are trying to understand them, and we are caring them, and we are accepting them. Okay. Respect. That's the ability to communicate to the client. The counselor's sincere belief that every person possesses the inherent strengths and capacity to make it in life, and that each person has the right to choose his own alternatives and make his own decisions. Respect. Okay. People know, the other parties and counselors are respecting them or not. When you talk with somebody else, you can feel it. You can listen to them, I respect you, but you know that they are really respecting you or not. You feel that. And even you can feel the levels of respect. I respect you. Oh, this much respecting. I respect you this much. It doesn't matter, how they express those things. I really respect you, but when you feel the level of the other parties are respecting is 5, and then it's 5. Okay. Respect is one thing we can just add to the regarding positive regard. I want to just use the rest of time on characteristics of an effective counselor, and in that I think we can see lots of genuineness we can think about, and we can see positive regards from there. So genuineness and the positive regard of counselors is about helping people, and that is about the characteristics of counselors. So those things, when we just work on those things, we can see how we can get ready for that. How we can just treat our clients, and how we can. I think we can just see if we are, interested in counseling, or we want to be counselors from that, because counseling is not an easy job. There is no easy job in this world. All jobs are difficult. But helping people, it's and working for people directly, that's direct service to people, and it has lots of headaches. Especially when you work on, when you care people's heart, and things you cannot see, mental problem or spirituality. Those things are killing the servers. Pretty tough job. I would rather not to work, serve people directly, but just make things, for example, I can just make things and sell online. That is serving people. So, but if you have something, any job, not the direct service but indirect, I think that is better. That is less stressful, because there are lots of crazy people you don't want to work with, you don't want to talk with. Oh my goodness. Right? Alright, characteristics of an effective counselor. Demonstrate a positive belief in himself or herself. Positive belief. You want to have a positive belief that you are ready, even though you are not perfect, but you are fully ready. That's good. I can do it. I can help people. And I'm just doing what I'm doing for the people are good and proper. you don't have to say I'm superb or those things, but you have kind of positive belief and confidence that you are doing good job, and has self-awareness and knows his or her own biases or prejudices. We are all biased. We are all biased. Depends on what we've learned, what we experienced, where we were born. Those things are very important. We all are biased. Okay. So I'm living in Irvine, and people are demonstrating in front of the city hall, Irvine City Hall. One day, Jewish people got there and just support Israel, and they just got the flags and flag cards and asking, requesting support Israel. And one day, Palestinians and Middle East people were demonstrating, lots of flags, flag cards, stop killing children. That's the flag card I remember a little ago was holding that flag card. And I passed that intersection in different days, and I watched those people and how they act and how people react to those people, and people are honking, but the honkings can be different. Boo, 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 boo. It can be support or boo, I don't support you. Only people can know that whether they are supporting those groups or not. I didn't honk to any groups, but I support one group, and I don't support both groups because they are having war, because they are killing each other. I don't support both groups, but I support one group. But I don't want to talk to you because it's a recording. But one thing I can say is that lots of people are saying the Gaza and Palestine, that's the biggest prison in this world. I think, and I watched some documentaries on Netflix. It's kind of painful, and but that's not only happening in Palestine, but in many places in this world. Because England is still occupying and controlling, I think, more than 30 countries in this world, including Canada. Canada has no president or king, but prime minister. Same to New Zealand, I think. That's what I don't like. Still, colonization is happening in this world. I can't believe it. Especially if those are people who go churches on Sundays. What kind of God they believe in? I don't know. Crazy. So we all are biased, and we all have our own biases and prejudices. Yeah. When we see African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans, and European Americans, we have prejudices. But the thing is that having biases and prejudices is natural. We all have it. But the problem is that, do I know that I have my own biases and prejudices? I have to know it. If I don't know it, I can unconsciously use that for the counselings. And it can be no good for our clients. Do I know it or not? That is important. And I have to control that. Has tolerance for vagueness. Okay. When your clients don't say anything about it, maybe you want to just be patient and you don't want to push your clients to say this and that, but you want to just wait. At the same time, you want to just break the silence. Or sometimes you feel, as counselors, you feel nothing is happening in your counseling services, but be patient for that, because nothing can be happening in a moment, because people are there for their own hardships for last months, years, weeks, days, and those, what they have in their lives and hearts and minds cannot be cleaned up right away. Okay, when people have kind of pain, medical doctors can give them painkillers, and as soon as they got painkillers, their pain can go away. But what about the mental health problems and heart-breaking things? Do you have any medicine for that? No. When you just guide them and just teach them how to just, reduce those kind of pains, but it doesn't stop right away because it takes time. And has the ability to model appropriate behaviors. So people usually see other parties' facial expressions and nonverbal expressions and how they react to their stories, because they know how they did react to the events and accidents, problems or incidents. They remember how they reacted to those things. So when they deliver that kind of incidents and accidents to counselors, they want to see how they react to those things. And they can just react to our reactions. It is so easy to know it. I raised two little kids. A boy and girl. They are 23 and 21 now. But when they were little, kids fall many times, right? And they don't know how to walk, but they run. Because when they were little, walking is more difficult for them than running. It's like riding a bike. Okay? They have to get used to walk. Until then, they have to run. It's automatic, because their heads are bigger and heavier, and their upper bodies are longer and bigger than their short legs. So the little kids, they have to run. They don't know how to walk for a while. If they walk, that means they think they are getting older, I think. You know, more than 2, 3. But for a while, for the first 5 years, kids will usually run, then walk. So that's what they do, and that's what they have to, because they cannot control their walking. Okay. So when they fail, whenever my kids fail, I just reacted different ways, because when my daughter, just running around and fell, and I just, reacted, oh my goodness, what's happening? How hard, that was, excuse me. I used, different voices for that play, so. And I just, screamed, oh my goodness, you fell! Oh my goodness, ouch! How do you feel? It's ouch! And 100% my daughter cried. But when I just reacted, oh, you fell? Okay. Stand up, let's go. And she didn't cry. Even though she has blood on her knees, and she just followed me. So how you react to your patients can be modeled. Okay. Can be modeled. And you can ask lots of questions to your clients, how they felt, how they did, what happened after that, something like that. By asking some questions, you can show them your reaction to the story, to the accidents or happenings, whatever it is they faced, and they got traumatized from those things. And has the ability to be altruistic, unselfish. Well, all people are selfish. We can show some altruistic behaviors once in a while, but basically all people are selfish. I haven't seen anybody who is altruistic all the time. We praise people when they show non-selfish behaviors, but we don't praise altruistic people all the time, because we can't find those kind of people. Not at all. Okay, we all are selfish people, but we can show and we can practice altruistic behaviors. And we are ethical, yes. We don't want to violate this and that, but have people just don't violate, keep the laws or things. Effective counselors, you gotta be ethical. You don't want to see any counselors who made felony or misdemeanor and was on the news or TV. Then you don't want to talk with those kind of people at all. Okay. It cannot be scary. It can be scary, and you don't trust those kind of people. So when politicians lose the trust because of unethical behaviors, it's gonna be very hard for those people to keep the politician jobs. But they do actually, because they have a thick face. They are different animals, I think. Ability to use a vehicle of change. Him herself as a vehicle of change. Is committed to understand the specialized knowledge of the field and find it personally meaningful. Okay. So we counselors who want to work on counselings and counseling services for our clients, we want to equip ourselves with professional knowledges on counseling, psychotherapies. So we are working on counseling techniques right now. We have to know particular knowledges. Soccer players, they have to know video. I think the League of Legends, the competition is going on, and the final game can be happened next month, I think. Today is still October, right? Next month. Stays current in professional knowledge by continuing to learn. Things can be things can be changed, but counseling knowledges are not changing rapidly, so it's not that hard to catch up the knowledges or changes, but still we want to just work on those things. And there are lots of journals related with counseling and psychotherapies, and you want to just you want to have those kind of journals, and you don't want to just stay behind, because there can be some good, really nice new informations and knowledges and experiments and devices for diagnosis. And for example, DSM diagnosis and statistics on mental health. That has, I think, 6 version or 7 version, I don't know. I worked with DSM-4, and I remember there is the newer version, the newest version. Let me check it out. I just saw DSM-4, I mean 6 or 7. DSM-7. Oh yeah, 7. Wow, 7.2. And let me see, 8. What is that? DSM-8. Wow. Yeah, DSM-7. And those versions can be updated because people are changing and cultures are changing and environments are changing. So we can add out some information on that book, so we can see and diagnose, those people who need, and then we can just make those things standardized, kind of standardizations and part of it. And respect the client's worldview, especially in a multicultural counseling settings, and personal experience, spirituality, and culture. because that's what our clients experience, that they have that kind of backgrounds. Without understanding their backgrounds, we cannot help those people properly, right? Because as Korean American, when I just had, for example, Japanese American, as my client, and I have to understand Japanese culture and Japanese American culture, so that I can just provide better counseling services to Japanese American and same to Polish or Chinese or Indonesians, and those things are same. So if you don't understand your client's particular culture and background, and you don't have to know perfectly, but if you are willing to research it, you can do it. You can get some good informations from Google, or you can use, ChatGPT or something. And then, if you are willing to understand the people, I think you can be good at the multicultural settings in counseling. And as a good self-care strategy, self-care including your hygienes. I hate to work with dirty people. Wash your face, cut your nails, and just, those things. Brush your teeth. Those are important. You don't want to talk with counselor who is very dirty or smelly, right? So professionals, you have to keep your, outfits tidy, clean. These things are very important. Self-care, not only the outfits, but your physical strengths, and do exercise, eat right, and see doctors often, regularly, and so you want to make yourself get ready to serve your clients. That's quite important. And counselor, personal skills that affect counseling outcomes. I think that's the last thing we want to take a look today. Interpersonal skills, that's what people expect. If you don't like people, don't be a counselor. Okay? If you like work, if you like to work with people, this is great. The ability to listen and understand, I just, that thing, popped in my mind. I met a person who is working for a kind of special playground for kids, and he's the manager. He hates kids. Oh my goodness. And he told me that. And I just wondered, then why you are taking this job? And because for the money. And he doesn't want to work with kids, but just send out the staff to kids, and he just directs those, the staffs. He doesn't want to work with kids. And sometimes he shouted to some kids, and that was really bad. The things was that their parents didn't see. Crazy. I don't like it. If you don't like people, don't work. You don't want to be a counselor, because you want to just sit with your client for an hour, weeks, months, and you want to just keep that in your mind, and you take a note, and you just make a plan for the next counseling or something. So you want to, if you don't like people, you can't do it. For the money, you better find any other things, You can make more money in other places. The ability to listen and understand without judgment. You just listen. That's from that's what so-called the tabula rasa. I hope those spellings are right. Tabula rasa is blank paper or white paper. Okay? You wanna just fill the paper with your client's story without judging. Oh, you stupid. Oh my goodness, this is all. Without prejudice, without biases too much, because you cannot avoid it. But first of all, you wanna fill the paper with your client's story first, and then you can add this and that, your own opinions and your plans for counseling and everything. But first of all, you wanna start from zero. You don't know about it. Oh, she's beautiful, she's ugly, he's smelly, he's handsome. You don't wanna start from those things. You cannot avoid it because you see it first. But the counseling paper must be filled with, not filled with handsome, pretty, ugly, doubly. No, but you want to start the paper with your client's story first, without judgment. Ability to be sensitive, so you want to just listen to their words and non-verbal languages, facial expressions, empathic and patient, and you want to just catch what your patients are, feeling and were feeling, okay? And you want to ask some questions because you felt something different than what they are saying, And the ability to convey to the client that the counselor values the client's experiences, and the ability to convey the belief that the client is capable, trustworthy, respectable, worthy, and dependable. That is quite important. And you want to just convey that to your clients. And you want to just let your clients know that you respect them, you trust them, and then you think that your clients are valuable, worthy, and precious. All those things you want to let your clients know, and that makes your clients feel confident. They can get encouraged by your words and expressions, and they are willing to say more. And then the more they can say, the more you can help them after you understanding that. Okay? So those are the positive regards and effectiveness of counselors. So when you just consider those things, you can see what the counselor's genuineness at the same time. Questions or comments? All right.